Welcome to Excise and Licenses online training videos. This video will show you how to apply online for a new security guard business license. There are a couple of steps that you'll want to take before you apply online. You'll want to go to the security guard website to see all required documents for this new application. Make sure you have all of your documents filled out and uploaded on your computer. These documents need to be in a PDF or JPEG format. If they're in any other type of format, we will not be able to open them. So again, please make sure that you save your documents as PDFs or JPEGs. And then third, you'll want to make sure that you have a login for Denver's Online Permitting and Licensing Center. And this login will be the login, the email, and password that you use from now on for your license. So make sure that you remember what this email and password is that you use to create this account on Denver's Online Permitting and Licensing Center. And then you'll also want to make sure that you have a credit or debit card ready. And you can also use a bank account. And you'll want to have the routing number, account holder name, and account type if you're going to pay for your application with the bank account. Okay, here we are at Denver's Permitting and Licensing Center. You'll want the email and the password that you use to create your account. So you'll enter in your email and password, and then you'll click on Login. And then here you're at the main page. And this is where you're going to select Apply New under the Business, Short-Term Rental, and Occupational Licensing. You're going to click on Apply New. And then here, under Occupational Licenses, you're going to click on Security Guard License. And then you are going to click on Continue Application. And then here, this is just telling you that if you've already applied for a security guard license before, then you don't want to apply new. You will want to either renew or manage your license. So in this instance, we're applying new. So it's asking you, are you under the age of 18? So you're going to answer all of these questions. And so you answer those, and you'll read each question and answer yes or no. And then once you've answered all of the questions, you'll click on Continue Application. And then this page tells you all of the documents that you will need to apply for the license. If you don't have all of these documents already filled out, completely signed and dated, and uploaded on your computer in a PDF or JPEG format, what you can do is save and resume within 30 days. Go get all of the documents that are required for this application and make sure that they are filled out completely, signed and dated, and uploaded to your computer, and then you can come back and resume your application. You'll also want to make sure that you look very closely at all of the required documents, because depending on whether you want a plainclothes endorsement or a firearm endorsement or an explosive detection canine endorsement, you have extra documents that are required if you want to have that on your license. The main license requires all of these top documents, and then if you have additional endorsements on your license, it requires additional documents. So again, make sure that you have all of these documents filled out completely, signed and dated, and uploaded on your computer. And then if you're ready, you'll click on Continue Application. And then here is asking about who's applying for the license. So for the first one, you are going to enter in your applicant name. So that's your name. So you will enter in this information, and then you'll enter in your birth date, and then your address where you live. You are going to enter in that information because that's where we are going to mail your address if you tell us to mail it to your home address. And then you'll need to fill out your phone number And then you'll also need to fill out your email address, and that email address needs to be a valid email address, because that is where we are going to email your license and your temporary license. I'm sorry, your license and your temporary badge. So you want to make sure that you give us a valid email address, and if we have any questions or anything like that, we send our questions to that email. So you'll also want to make sure you watch your email for anything from EXL or Excise and licenses. And then you'll also tell us where you want us to mail your badge. So that's, you provide that information, and then you'll click on continue. And then here is your optional email notification. And that's if you want somebody else also to be notified about your license, or if we have any questions about your application, you can add that contact information as well. Otherwise, we'll click on continue application. And then here is where you are going to give us the information about your employer and what kind of endorsements that you want on your license. Now, for your employer, you will need to provide their BFN, their business file number, or it's their city license number. But again, you'll need to make sure that you have that business file number. And if you need to get that information, again, you can click on save and resume. And then once you have that information, you can come back, resume the application, and move forward. So to add the employer information, you're going to click on add employer, and you can be licensed for up to 3 employers. So you would need, if you choose to be licensed by 3 employers, you would need the 3 separate BFNs or business file numbers. But for this instance, we're going to enter in the BFN, and then our system will check to make sure that that information is, that BFN is a valid and correct. If it is entered in incorrectly, it will kick this out. You'll get an error message. Otherwise, you'll enter in the BFN, it will pull up the employer name, and then you'll also tell us, do you want to have a firearm endorsement, an unlimited plainclothes endorsement, or a limited plainclothes endorsement, or a canine endorsement. And for this example, I'm going to leave those as no, and then we're going to click on submit. If you say yes, then we'll ask for additional documents. So click on submit. And then now you can see that you have your employment information, and then it says no to firearm, no to unlimited, no to limited, and no to canine. And then you'll make sure that this all looks correct. If it's correct, you'll click on continue application. If it's not, you'll check the box and edit the selected. Otherwise, click on continue application. And then here it's asking your veteran status. And if you say yes, you're a veteran, you'll also be asked to upload some documents regarding your veteran status. For this example, I'm going to say no, and then click on continue application. Okay, and then this page is going to ask you, how do you want to get your badge? Do you want the badge mailed to you at the mailing address that you provided earlier, or do you want to come in and pick up the badge from us at the web building? And this is the address where you would pick that up at Excise and Licenses at the web building downtown. For this example, I'm going to say mail the badge to the mailing address that I provided, and then you're going to click on continue application. And then here, it's going to ask you to upload all of the documents for your application. So you will click on upload and find that document on your computer. So the first one is the certificate of security guard training, and then the second one is the certificate of physical and mental, and then your valid ID. That's the valid federally issued ID. And then you also want to upload a good headshot, and make sure that you read the rules for the headshot. You can't wear glasses or a hat. You need to be facing the camera. You need to have a solid background. and then your affidavit of criminal and employment history. Again, make sure that that's fully completed, filled out, signed, and dated. And then the letter of hire, same thing. You want to make sure that all fields are filled out, signed, and dated. And then the FBI background check. And you want to provide the full FBI background check. Even the pages that you don't think we want, include every page. If it says 1 through 9, we want all 9 pages. And then again, you will click on continue application. And then here are the statements of understanding for the application. Make sure that you read and agree to all statements, because this tells you how to operate in compliance with a security guard license. And then so read all of those, check the boxes, and then you'll click on continue application. And then now this is asking if you are and it's an affidavit of lawful presence. You'll read the full statement, and if everything is applied to you, you will click on yes, and then click on continue application. And then here is your chance to review everything that you have put in regarding your security guard application. If you need to edit anything, you can click on the edit button and go back to that part of the application and edit. Otherwise, if everything looks good, you have all of the correct documents, go through everything, and then you'll read the oath of application. You'll click on this box, and then you'll click on continue application. And then here it tells you how much the application costs. And then again, you'll click on continue application. And now it's going to take you to our third-party vendor. And then that's where you're going to put in the payment information. And then here you're going to click on checkout now. And then here is where you're going to put in the credit card information or the bank account information. For this example, I'm going to say that we're using a Visa credit card. And then you'll put in the credit card number, the expiration date, and then the zip code that's on the billing address for your credit card. And so again, make sure you have the credit card number, expiration date, and the zip code. And then click on complete transaction. And then now your transaction is complete, and you'll want to make sure that you print that page for your records. That we will not email you a copy of the receipt, and we don't mail you a copy of the receipt. So you'll want to make sure that you print a copy of that for your record. All right, so that concludes this video for how to apply for a new security guard license. Your application will have been submitted to Excise and Licenses. You'll receive a confirmation email that everything was submitted to us. And we have 7 to 10 business days to review the application. Now that's to review it. It does not mean that your application will be issued or your license will be issued within 7 to 10 business days. It just means we have up to 7 to 10 business days to do the initial review. And then if we have any questions about your application or anything like that, we will send that back to you via email. So please watch your email from Excise and Licenses, EXL. Make sure that you watch for that, because we will communicate to you via email, or you can also log back in on your account, and you can see online what the status is of your application. And so that concludes this training video. I would like to thank you for watching this Denver Excise and Licenses video, and I hope that you have a great day. Thank you.